So fear in the workplace has been a common problem for a very, very long time. Mostly because of leadership and a failure of leadership, frankly. The old-fashioned style of leadership of top-down, telling people what to do, doesn't work anymore. But what happens when you have leaders who are just telling people what to do, people just kind of feel like they're a cog in the wheel and they get on with it. There's never any sense of allowing people to really express themselves freely, giving them permission to challenge the authority, giving them permission to share ideas, giving them permission to have a voice. And we see this regularly in the workplace when people listen to what their bosses have to say. They might be muttering under their breath, but they do nothing about it. What we see also in senior leadership is that there's not a whole lot of support given to people that they see as being lower down the rung. And what I've realized and what I've talked about a lot in my book and also in general is that the people who are running your organization are your middle level managers, are these directors, these people who are really running the teams and making sure that the work gets done. Now, yeah, they might be getting instructions from above, but these are the very people who will one day be your future senior leaders. And what we've seen in the workplace is they're not getting the support that they need. They're not getting encouraged to grow and develop. They're not being given coaching. They're not being given the programs that really allow them to explore and so forth. So the fear in the workplace comes down to some pretty fundamental things, which is keep your head down and get on with it. Do not rock the boat. Now, younger generation, the millennials and the Gen Zs, they're not quite so happy with that point of view, frankly. I mean, my generation, we thought we were challenging authority right back when, but we became the authority, and so there it is. But I find that the younger generation, the millennials, are willing to step it up, but they need encouragement to do it. Otherwise, they're just like, yeah, it's not going to make a difference. And I've talked a lot about psychological safety in the workplace, and there's a lot written about it. There's a book out there called The Fearless Organization, written by Amy Edmondson, who's a scientist who's done a lot of work on this area. And this is a big piece. It's about giving people permission to be themselves. I like to say people go to work and wear a mask. And we're in an era of masks right now. But when I was talking about it earlier, it was really about the masks we put on that are not the people we are at home. We become somebody else when we go to work. What would happen if we took the whole person to work and we didn't make apologies for our existence, And I think that trying to fit a mold, it's one of the reasons why I never, ever wanted to work in corporate, because I was never going to fit a mold. I knew it right from the get-go. I've always been a renegade. So for me, I really understand this thing of how do we help people bring their whole self to the job? Because ultimately productivity goes up, performance goes up, your revenues goes up, everything goes up, and you get loyalty from your people. And that makes a company great right there.